My hands are still shaking. I came to my family's lake cabin for peace and quiet. But instead, I got a screaming stranger, a 911 call, and the governor of the state standing at my tent. My hands are still shaking because what happened today is burned into my head like it just happened a second ago. Imagine going to your family's old lake cabin for a peaceful weekend, fishing, sleeping under the stars, breathing clean air, and instead you get ambushed like you're some kind of criminal. I arrived early this morning. The water was still like glass, the air so crisp you could taste it. I dropped my backpack, started unpacking my tent, and setting it up on the same patch of grass I've used since I was a kid. That's when I heard it. A voice so sharp it cut through the quiet like broken glass. "What do you think you're doing here?" I looked up and saw a woman stomping down the hill like she owned the entire lake, sunglasses on even though it was cloudy. Her lips pressed so tight they could snap. She didn't say hello, just barked. "You can't camp here, this is private property. I'm with the HOA." I told her calmly that this was my family's cabin and I was just pitching my tent. She cut me off saying there's no way a respectable person would own a shack like mine and that she was calling the police. I thought she was bluffing until I saw her dialing 911, telling them there was a suspicious man trespassing and that I might be dangerous. My heart pounded. I came here for quiet, and now I was being painted as a threat. She kept pacing, muttering about people like me ruining the neighborhood. I realized she didn't know me, she didn't care. She had already decided I was guilty. 15 minutes later, I heard sirens. My stomach sank. But right behind the police cruiser was a black SUV. Out stepped a tall man in casual clothes, but with a quiet authority that made everyone stand straighter. Karen, yes, she was absolutely a Karen, ran toward him, saying, "Thank goodness you're here, Governor. I was telling the officers about this trespasser." Wait. Governor! My brain stalled. The governor of the state was here, at my cabin. The cops started toward me, but the governor waved them off. He walked right up to me, scanned the tent, the cabin, and then smiled slowly, like he was remembering something. He asked if my last name was Reeves. I nodded. He laughed, saying he knew this cabin. He'd grown up fishing here with my grandfather. This exact patch of grass was where he caught his first fish. He called it sacred ground. Karen's face twitched. The governor turned to her, his voice cold. "Why did you think you could harass the family who owns the most historic cabin on the lake?" She tried to bring up HOA rules, but he cut her off. "This is private property. Your HOA has no power here." He even told the officers to watch for harassment complaints, because this wasn't the first time he'd heard about her causing trouble. The cops left. The governor clapped me on the shoulder and told me to enjoy my weekend. Maybe he'd even bring his fishing gear tomorrow. When he walked away, Karen stood there glaring, like she wanted to burn a hole through me. She muttered something about calling her lawyer and stormed back up the hill. By sunset, the lake was glowing gold. The air was cool and still. I stood there thinking about how close my weekend came to being ruined by one person's obsession with control. Some ground isn't just dirt, it's history, and no matter how hard someone tries, they'll never have a claim on it if it was never theirs to begin with. People like her think rules make them powerful. But history is something you can't buy, bully, or fake, and today, the lake reminded me. It always knows who really belongs.